whatever you feed your spirit on the inside will eventually make its way to the outside. What's up, y'all? Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesdays, here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Thank you for joining me today. Greatly appreciate it. As always, if you could, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you stay up to date with all of my future Teachable Tuesdays content. Listen here. This is going to be a short but very powerful message. What you consume as an individual in terms of content, in terms of real life applicability, in terms of who you're surrounded by, what you're surrounded by, all of that gets absorbed. Every day that we are alive and that we are moving on this earth, we are absorbing so many different things within our environment. But one of the most powerful ways that we absorb things is in our mind. I remember there was a quote when I was in high school that a lot of my teachers used to say. They would say that you absorb information using your brain, and the fact that you can regurgitate that information based on what you learned is an extremely powerful tool, and that you should never underestimate the power of the mind. Well, you also shouldn't underestimate the power of what goes on around you to what gets into your mind, because whatever gets into your mind, it magnifies it times two, right? So if you are absorbing positivity, you have positive influences around you, you're getting in your word daily, you are, doing your daily affirmations, you're having daily affirmations said unto you, you are going to have the embodiment of a positive individual. Does that mean that everything is always going to go A-okay? No. Does that mean that you won't have problems sometimes? No. Does that mean that you won't have challenges at times? No. But what it does mean is more than likely you will be able to center yourself around the things that float into your mind based on your environment. Now, what happens when you have negative influences? What happens when you're absorbing negative content on social media or on YouTube? And that's not to say that it has all negative content, but just in general. Well, what ends up happening is you adopt those negative philosophies. And the next thing you know, the embodiment of who you are as an individual can be perceived as negative. That doesn't mean you're a bad person, but it does mean your mindset might be a little bit on one side compared to the other, right? You develop different philosophies on your own accord, but we can argue that those philosophies are influenced by our experiences in life, right? The Word of God even says something along the lines of, whatever a man thinketh, so shall he be. So in other words, whatever you think has the ability to manifest into reality if you're not careful, right? This is why it often talks about keeping our thoughts on the Lord, right? Making sure that we keep our mindset as pure as we possibly can. And again, I'm not saying that you're going to be this perfect being or anything like that, but it does mean just making sure you watch what you do and how you do it, okay? So what can you do if you are having those positive things going for you, if you are in a place to where you're absorbing the right types of information? Well, best thing you can do at that point is just keep doing what you're doing. But if you're in a place where you're not necessarily absorbing good information, or you have good people around you, you have to willingly and intentionally change your outlook, change your output, change your environment, right? Sometimes the change of scenery is best. Sometimes there are certain people that you just have to walk away from. Sometimes there are certain channels that you have to stop watching. Sometimes you simply need to unplug and be with yourself and reset. I tell people this all the time. I like to call it the Great Reset. I think every couple of months, everybody needs a great reset. They need to get to a point to where they are off on their own accord and they can figure out things that they need to figure out in order to become a better version of them than what they currently are. Because even when you're in a good space, you can always be in a better space. So bottom line, guys, just be aware of what you absorb around you on a daily basis. You can't always control what is coming into your circumference, but you can control how your mind is impacted when you have those moments of reflection and when you have those moments of accountability when it comes time for you to elevate and become a better person. Marcus Frey's Teachable Tuesdays here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Love you guys. Hope you have an awesome day. See you guys soon. Peace.